Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome. We're going to talk briefly about Buckeye Game Fest. Now I'm going to talk about this on the live stream, but I wanted to get a sort of summary of my thoughts coming out of the convention and how it went, where it's going, what we got, what our thoughts for next year are, and share some of the pictures that you may or may not have a chance to see. So I will release this video in advance of the live stream, so I can point people to this video instead of the live stream. So. Buckeye Game Fest is a event that is held at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Columbus, Ohio. It started last Thursday. That was April 7th. However, there is also a war room, which is one room that actually opens on Monday, which in this case was April 4th. Now that's we've had the war room for a long time. It's sometimes hosts to 4, 5, maybe even 6 big war games, big to very big war games. I mean, some of the hugest monster war games we maybe don't have quite enough time space because it starts on Monday, but you could still get a lot of gaming in between Monday and Sunday, the following Sunday. So we actually only this year, I mean, this was a goofy year, right? We had, we're coming off of COVID, the conventions traditionally been held in September. It's now in April, and it will be in April again next year. So we only actually managed to get one table going on Monday that was like a full monster game, and we had about 6 people in the room. I think Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we started to get a little bit more. And I started my OCS boot camp event, which we used with Smolensk, and I'll show you the pictures in a minute. Got started on Wednesday. So let me go to the pictures. So this is OCS Smolensk. Over the course of several sessions, we kind of had a rolling session, and whenever it was working out for people to sit down and learn to play OCS, that's when we got to do it. So we sat down, I think, with about 6 or 8 people over the course of the convention to kind of teach them OCS and kind of walk them through a turn. I played the Soviets. I let the new folks play the Germans. I never had more than 2 people. The Soviets in the opening of the game don't have that much to do because they're retreating for the first few turns, or trying to otherwise collect themselves for the first few turns. So it went really well. 2 of the people that I got to show a little bit of the ropes of were Grant and Alexander from the Players Aid. Brant from the Archer Dragoons was there as well, although I didn't get him into the OCS game. Not surprisingly, since I think he knows enough about OCS to know that it's not his bag. So this is another shot from Smolensk. This is a shot of the Labatai de la Dresda game that was playing, and it was exceptionally on brand for Labatai. Many rules discussions, lively rules discussions occurred during the Labatai game, but I think it went well. They got a good chunk of the way into the battle. And certainly it is a visually attractive game. This is designer Ken Reppel, who's behind the upcoming 1812 game from Compass, is fooling with the game on the Saratoga. This is a playtest copy of that. Looks super interesting. I learned he's also working on a CSS game, but I didn't get the chance to either see that or take pictures of that. Here's more pictures of Smolensk. I didn't take that many pictures. Here's some guys learning Smolensk. This is Jeff, who we showed the ropes to at this convention, and Mark, who kind of helped me out on the training on this particular session. Couple of those. Ken organized his own impromptu 4-slot Imperial Struggle tournament, which was awesome. Thanks, Ken, for setting that up and running that, and it looked like the people who were playing it really enjoyed themselves. This is The Lamps Are Going Out, the new edition of The Lamps Are Going Out from Compass. Very highly regarded game. One of these days I'll actually get to play it. These guys certainly enjoyed it. Here's more Smolensk action. Here is a game I set up on the side. This is Here Come the Rebels 2. This is the South Mountain scenario, which is a great scenario that I like to teach people GCACW on because it's really small. It took like 10 minutes to set up and like 5 minutes to tear down. We unfortunately did not get the chance to get to it. Actually also set up Asper Nestling from the last success from OSG. We didn't get to that either, and I'm not sure I even got a picture of that. This is Song for War. This is a very attractive prototype. These guys will be coming out with a Kickstarter at some point. I think this year we should get to them. Please do check out the interview that I did with them earlier in the channel history, and a much more recent interview that Brant from the Armchair Dragoons did. It's over on the Dragoon Commander YouTube channel about Song for War. It's really neat. It's World War II in the Mediterranean. It's very focused. It's a 4-player game. It looks really cool. This is Alexander making a face in the 4-player coin teach and play that he did that I sat in on. This is one of the 2 games was Cuba Libre, which ended at literally the mathematically most improbable time. It's possible because of the way the deck construction rules work that you'll have like the propaganda card, and then 2 cards later you'll have another propaganda card. That's what happened. So the game ended after like an hour. It took us about the same amount of time to play a full short scenario of Cuba Libre and a full short scenario of Fire in the Lake in the same time it took the other table to play one short scenario of Liberty or Death. Cuba Libre is pretty neat, actually. I did not win. The government won the Cuba Libre game. Here's Alexander making another face and me being demonstrative, me pretending to slam my fist on the table. Here's the Liberty or Death game. Liberty or Death is, of course, Harold Buchanan's game. It's a terrific coin game. And we got some additional photos here. Let's see. There's Grant making a weird face. So I would like to thank, this is not like me officially, thanking on behalf of BGF or anything, but I personally would like to thank Grant and Alexander from the Players Aid for coming out, Ken Reppel for coming out, and for who unfortunately didn't get to stay for the rest of the weekend when the War Room really started hopping, and I wish I'd have gotten pictures of this. And Brant from the Armchair Dragoons, who made it down for the weekend as well. So this is Fire in the Lake. We did play the short scenario, won by Arvin, stunningly enough, which was me. I got to play Brief Border Wars from Compass. I'll give you my thoughts on that on the live stream, but it's a very nice quad game package. And we played the Third Indochina War scenario, and we got more pictures of that than I thought. This is Conquest and Consequence, the companion game to Triumph and Tragedy that is in the Pacific. And I got to play this as well. Because I set the Smolensk OCS Bootcamp game up in slots, I had a chance to play other things, so I said, screw it, I'm going to play as much other, kind of outside-the-box stuff for me as possible. I played the U.S. here, absolutely shit the bed, played terribly, did stupid things, but my objective was not to triumph, but to learn the game. So it is very similar to Triumph and Tragedy, but a lot of the chrome is a little bit different because it's much more navally oriented, obviously. Here's a blurry shot of the space early on in the show. Here's Smolensk. This is back to the first pictures again, actually. So that's all the pictures I got. So I feel like, we had some challenges this year because of the timing and because of COVID, and, we're coming off of mandates and stuff like that. I think we have a pretty good shot of making something special happen next year as far as getting us back to the 2 to 4 big games happening that play all week. We've certainly got the space for it. So that's my target for next year, is to improve the number of large games that get played, because that's my bag. So things we talked about include OCS, which we're talking about a World in Flames game. There is talk about a big GTS game. That is something that could happen. And we actually talked about, more toward the weekend, doing something like an SPI Quad Fest or something like that, which are really attractive games to do that with because they're quick, they're easy to teach, they're easy to play, and you can run 4 tables out of an SPI Quad, out of the quad, right? They're 4 completely separate games. So, if you have, as long as you have access to like a photocopier, you can get a lot of players in on that table. And some of those quads are pretty good games and hold up pretty well. So, overall, we kind of had a slow start in the War Room, right, on Monday, where we only had like 6 people there. Tuesday was similar. Wednesday it started to pick up. Thursday it picked up some more. Friday it picked up some more, and Friday and Saturday the War Room was pretty hopping, and the BGF people actually came in and said, "Wow, there's a lot going on in here. That's great." So that's all good. We want to get more big stuff happening next year. So I'll be talking about that when the time comes. I haven't had a discussion with the BGF people in an official role or anything like that yet, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, you could still just kind of show up. We just felt like it needed a little somebody to kind of help out to encourage folks to come and run stuff and kind of organize things and get stuff on the schedule. And I think that worked out really well too. So we'll talk about this more on the live stream. People will ask questions on the live stream, and that's cool. We do have the dates for next year. The date, the War Room date is April 24th in 2023, and it is going to be at the same location, the Hyatt Regency in downtown Columbus. So the dates, I think, are not on the website as of this past weekend. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this little wrap-up, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to the channel and check out the links to the Patreon and all that stuff. It really helps the channel to do more stuff, especially now since my own income stream has been somewhat constricted for reasons we'll talk about later. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.